Radio Super.
Oh, man. Welcome back to the gray space. I'm Zeke. That is Dre.
Yes, sir.
And we back with another fire.
I'm like, man, that
was a purposeful pause.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Right.
Making everybody thinking, wait, is he going to say it?
He's going to say.
Is he going to say it? What's he going to say? How's he going to say it?
He's going to say, make sure you subscribe
There
and
you
become
go.
part of the tribe. Do us right. Hit that like and comment because you are rocking with the content.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Right. That's right.
Back in the building.
Now.
Back in the building.
We
back
got
in
our
full
little
effect.
sayings and stuff, man. It's funny stuff.
Yeah.
Dude.
You know what I mean?
How all this stuff came about, I have no idea.
I really
It just
don't.
happens one day, man. You put on these mics, man. At first you're all,
You know what I mean?
now we're canceled, bro.
we're
We are
super
canceled
canceled,
now,
man.
bro. Holy crap, man.
Oh man. So let's get into it, man.
Yeah, dude.
So shout out to us, man. We dropped our top 10 of the year. If you guys haven't seen that on our other show that we do, What You Heard, we dropped our top 10 of the year, and it got us thinking. About music. And we are trying to dive in to the new year of music. And as we were diving in, as we are always looking for new music, new artists, new albums, something new to rock with. You know, I do a lot of scrolling. I do a lot of scrolling. You know what I'm saying? I do a lot of scrolling. Scrolling.
I like it.
I do a lot of scrolling, man. I am definitely a social media scroller, even though I'm not a troll. I'm a scroll.
Mm-hmm.
Even though, you know, I get on my daughter about doing it. I'm next to her.
Guilty.
I'm guilty.
Yep.
Pot in the kettle, you know what I mean? Calling it black. You feel me? So I do a lot of scrolling and came across an artist, just a video of them singing, thought it was super dope. And went to kind of, you know, went to their Instagram page, check out, you know, their links and stuff like that, and like trying to see if they're on Spotify, on iTunes, on, you know, anywhere. And at this point, if you're a musical artist, you know, the tools, whether you're signed by a label or independent, man, it's super easy to get yourself onto a major platform, on the Spotify, on iTunes. Like the days of the mixtapes, the days of the SoundClouds, that stuff is dope. The stuff is there. You know what I mean?
Now it's just getting noticed, really.
Now it's just getting noticed.
Because you're right. It's easy.
And it's almost
to
like
get
people
there.
don't even rock with you if you're not on iTunes or Spotify.
Well, I mean,
now, you know what I mean?
Unfortunately, it's just the biggest platforms that we have.
Well, and they're so easy
and
to,
it's
you
so
know.
funny, dude, because I just saw something somewhere. We're going to get to the point
Yeah,
here.
for
I'm
sure.
sorry, man.
No, you're good.
This is
Go
a
ahead.
little tangent here, man. It's so funny because I was just watching somebody, dude, and they were talking about, man, like Apple Music and Spotify, because those are the top two, right? I think Spotify's number one and Apple Music's number two. Right? Whatever, it doesn't matter. But they're like, but there's so many ways you could get music now.
Right.
Like, you could do YouTube music. Everything's on YouTube music.
That's true.
But who thinks that? I don't think about YouTube music ever, dude.
Right.
I don't ever think about, hey, I could go get music on or Amazon Music. You know,
That's true,
it's tied to your Prime account.
Hey, man, Google Play.
Google Play.
You know what I mean?
And it's so funny because it's almost like not even heard of. But again, to your point, it's easy to get on. Basically,
There's
it's
Tidal.
Yeah, Tidal. I mean, shoot, Tidal's not talked about hardly ever.
No.
You know, so
But yeah, so there's so many ways to get on these platforms, and so therefore, I tried to look into this artist and see if they had any recent music out. They did. They had a couple singles, a couple EPs, but the most recent was like 2020.
That was a current single, or
like a single.
Was 2020?
Album was 2017.
So an EP dropped in 2020.
It was like a single or EP in 2020.
And that was the last thing that they.
That was the last thing.
And you just recently saw like a real post like that.
Real post like from this like random 2 days ago. Random.
And
random artists.
Were they posting something new, or were they?
They were posting something new. It wasn't on any other platforms.
Okay.
Right.
And
it was dope.
Yeah.
It was dope. I was like, in the same ways that we've been able to find a Black Odyssey, right? Like a Jordan Rakai. You know what I mean? Like in the same ways we've been able to find these super dope Thunder Jacksons. You know what I mean?
Kai 45.
Like the way we've been able to find these artists through social media. And I'm confused. Right? Like, because we know guys in the industry. And we get it. Things need timing, but not everybody can be a Kendrick Lamar. Not everybody is at that level.
And what do you mean by that? Because
not everybody can wait to just be dropping.
Right.
Like,
so you can't wait 4 years to drop
I'm not saying, and I don't know what goes on in people's personal lives. Shit happens. I get it.
Right.
But if you are putting yourself out there as an artist in a world where music is so easily accessible to the masses, and there's such a pool, there's such a large ocean of artists, just here in the States, that let's not include all the Hispanic and Latinos and that music. Let's not include all the reggae music. Let's not include all the European music. Let's not include all the Asian music, all the techno music, all the rock. Like, let's not include the stuff that doesn't necessarily happen here in the States.
Right.
Okay. Such an ocean of artists. Why are you not dropping? Why are you not putting out your music? Like, why are you not putting out music? Because, again, this is what happens. I forget who it was. I want to say it was Epics. It was like, look, man, you never know when somebody's going to be put on your music. You never know when somebody's going to finally find you out.
That's right. Yeah.
So, whenever you find an artist, you always go down a rabbit hole of, man, let me go check them out. And if they don't have anything recent, a lot of times you're going to be like, I'm good. Because you don't want to listen to something from now you will listen to something from 3 to 5 years ago.
Right.
If they have something within the last year. I'm not even saying like the same year, bro. Like, I'm not expecting to go find somebody right now in this 2023 music. But 2022 into 2021, maybe?
Right.
2020? Nah, bro.
I get what you're saying.
Put your music out.
I get what you're saying. I really do. I understand what you're saying.
What do we always talk about? How hard it is to find music, to find artists in the world of Apple Music, in the world of Spotify, where they're going to promote. The majors are going to get promoted.
Right. You're going to get buried.
Top.
You're going to get buried.
The Futures, the Rihannas, the Bad Bunnies, these are the first people you're seeing on your list. Now, the next people are either the minors or the major independents.
Right.
Like people that are so popular, they got to put them there. And then there's always this sprinkle of like people you never heard of.
Right. Just some random stuff. Right.
And most of the time, that shit you don't want to listen to. Right. Like, you really got, like, you have talked about this ad nauseum. Like, why do I have to go to this genre, subgenre, subterranean, submarine, Why do I have to go on all these sub? Why do I got to go to Subway to find a goddamn artist?
It's so true.
You see what I'm saying?
And so let's just reel this back just a little bit about like people not dropping music. Like, so I want to piggyback a little bit off of what you said, because I think it's true. You never know what people are going through, because we kind of touched on that, and that is something to be said.
That's real,
right? But the other thing is, man, it's even like doing the podcast, man.
Right.
Like, you got to just keep doing them.
You just got to,
like if you're interested in it, right, and it's your thing and your passion to do. So music, you got to keep keep people interested,
right?
Right. I think personally, you don't have to drop projects every year.
You don't.
And I actually prefer that people don't do that.
Right.
Right. But I would say this: you have to keep somewhat relevant to every year. You should at least have a single or two for a year. Right. I really do. Or being featured on somebody else's, and you could promote that within that. Like if you're like, look, man, I don't want to work on my own stuff right now.
Right.
Like I want to feature on this person. I know this person, so I'm going to do a couple features.
Right.
This year, that's what I'm focusing on.
Right.
Cool, because you're still keeping relevant, in my opinion.
You are.
Right? Mm-hmm. But I still think it's important, because what happens is I forget, dude, and I know I'm not the only one that forgets about somebody being out. Like you just said Thunder Jackson, right?
Right.
Now, and I'm not saying he's not putting out stuff, because he is, but I legit forget because he's not super active, right? But I love his music.
Right.
So I want to hear more. So I'm like, is 2023 the year? I just thought about it right now.
Right.
I haven't thought about it in a while, dude. I'm like, man, that would be really cool to hear from him again.
Right.
Project wise.
But
like
here's
it's
the thing.
Coming up.
Here's the thing too, bro. My issue is this. If I'm finding out about you on social media, if people are finding out about you on social media where you are heavily active, promoting songs, and none of this stuff is available, what is the point?
Right.
Right? Because at the end of the day, if this is what you want to do, if this is what your career is, why are you promoting it on social media and we cannot partake, you know what I'm saying, in listening to this outside of, like, because it creates issues. It creates piracy issues. It creates, like, it just creates, now everybody's remixing your reel, you know what I mean? And now your songs have now maybe that's the thing. Maybe that's the play. Maybe we've turned into a place where having your reel remixed and turn into some type of super meme.
That's true, because that does happen, right? Where people will play something. And you see more, I think, more of it on TikTok than you do like Instagram wise.
Right.
Instagram's kind of there with the reels and stuff like you're talking about.
Right.
But you see it more on TikTok where people stitch stuff together.
Right.
So somebody's singing, right, and they're on a piano and they're playing, right, and they post it up and they leave it for people to stitch. Well, then they get stitched with drums, then they get stitched with a guitar, it gets stitched with whatever, flute comes into play, whatever, and it turns into something crazy, right? And it is kind of cool. I do like watching those, but those don't really entice me for whatever reason.
They're cool for the
moment,
for the 30-second snippet.
Yeah, right. And you're like, oh, that's cool. And for whatever reason, I go, I don't know, man. It's just I tend to. So what I did, I'm going to tell you something.
Okay.
What I did, because it's really hard for me to follow artists, right? Because there's a lot of them, right? And there's a lot of people that I really do enjoy, right? But I started following people like that are into music, and I just started doing this because I was like, I want pressure taken off me in a sense,
right?
So I started following about 3 people, right? And then because I kind of like scoured a little bit of TikTok, right? And I was like, I want to find people that I kind of enjoy, but I don't know about. So I found this guy, and I can't remember who he is. I'll have to shout him out at another time. But where he's mostly like hip hop and R&B.
Okay.
And I was going through his video. I'm like, I don't know anybody.
Okay.
And I'm like, how do I not know? Like, I mean, he shouted out, you know, Kendrick Lamar and, you know, a couple of the big ones that came out. Right. And I'm like, well, yeah, but then there's like 95% of other stuff I'm like, I've never heard of before.
Right.
Follow.
Right.
Because now that's easier for me to go every time he drops something.
Now,
hey, go listen to this.
Boom.
I'm going, who's this? Who's this? Who's this? I could go look without going through social media in the sense of trying to find every single one of these artists. Right. And I'm not saying that's a bad way of doing it. It's just for me personally. No, it's just the easier way. Then I found this girl that's more into like alternative and like electronic-y music. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is dope. I like it. I don't know any of this stuff, man. Like, you know, and she's pulled up stuff and I'm like, this is cool. So I follow. You know what I mean?
Right.
So and I found another person. It's just like, that's how I'm going to have to get some of this music brought to me. Right. You know, for other people to, because I've been preaching this forever.
Right. That's why I've been preaching.
I've been preaching
this, man.
I've been preaching this for the longest time.
Right.
Is that I just want a space where I can go and everything is there. Right. I don't give a shit if it's 20,000, everything that dropped on this week.
Right.
Like, let me go through it. Right. Let me. Yeah. And I know that sounds ridiculous and crazy, but I don't know how people find all this stuff.
Yeah, you want the Cheesecake Factory of music.
But then on the opposite side of that, you go, how did you find this? I don't know. I stumbled across it.
Dude,
it's just weird.
I stumble across more. And see, that's the thing, though. When you stumble across something, you want to dive into it.
Right.
And when there's nothing there to dive into.
And yeah, you're listening to something that's
like,
a couple years old.
I'm like, oh, this is fire. But it's not like, this isn't even, and I'm not saying like, oh, they dropped it, this is coming out, right?
Right.
Like, I'll give you a perfect example of something that I heard that was available. Okay. Shout out to an artist out here, Emmett Dupree, dropped a song, Hours Make Hours, right?
Okay.
I played the song for you. Know what I'm talking about? And if hours make hours, something that joint.
Right, yeah. Okay.
I heard it. I was like, this is like, I was done. As soon as I heard that part, I was like, yo, where's the song?
Right.
Went, the song was there. Mm-hmm. It was there. I was able to download it. Right? I was able to come to the crib. Hey, bro, this is fire. Like, you gotta listen.
Right.
You were able to send that to me. Boom. I sent it. Like, it was able to be, we were able to partake. You know what I mean?
Right.
In the pleasantries of the music.
Right.
I don't like when I go to, like, I go to artists, I see an artist, and then
especially
2002, okay.
Especially if they're singing a song that's within a day or two, right? And you're like, and I get it. Look at me. He or she might be promoting something for in a couple weeks or whatever.
But you should have had something more recent that I could have been like, yo, now I'm ready for whatever's on the way.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? Legit. So, because we live in a space where you can literally, like, there's so many platforms, TuneCore, there's so many platforms where you can sit at your computer and upload to, and it literally uploads your music everywhere.
Right.
One-stop shop.
It is unfortunate, too.
It's like the ship stations of music. Go ahead.
But it is unfortunate, too, because then they get lost in the noise. And it's unfortunate because if you don't save that person's info, like, okay, I'm going to follow or whatever.
That's on us, though, as consumers.
It is, right? But, like, let's just say you followed that person. I don't know if you did or not. But let's just say you did.
I didn't.
Okay. Let's just say you did, though. Mm-hmm. But that was the last time they posted for X amount of time. Dude, algorithms are so weird. Just because that person hasn't posted in a while, they might not come on your feed ever again.
Possible.
Even if they post something, dude, like, it might be 2 weeks later. You know what I mean?
Right.
Algorithms are weird, though.
They
like you know, we've gone down that road so many times too. Like, it's just so weird. Even people you follow and interact with, it'll be 2 weeks. And you're like, how come I haven't seen this in 2 weeks?
But again, that's my whole point, dog. Is like, if you're doing this for social media, then you're not really like what
Well,
I'm
that's-
saying. That's
yeah.
what I'm saying, because I'd rather like, I think most people see an artist. They do. I think a lot of people do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You see a video of somebody and you're like, okay, let me go check this person out. Let me see if this is really them. This is really their music. If they're
Right.
remixing, if they're whatever, right? Because
Right.
you never know, man. It's just the way these videos are made nowadays.
That is
People
true.
legit look like they're singing somebody else's song. Legit. Like there was a
Right.
video of some old man, like no teeth, singing his life away. And it was really like some 22-year-old kid. And I saw that video 10 times before I saw the real
original.
singer. So, but most people, boom, okay, social media, man, this guy's dope. Boom, go to the page, or this gal's dope, whatever. Go to the page. Hey, let me see. Let's scroll down. Let me get about, you get about, I don't know, 3 slabs, 3, 4 slabs. Y'all know what I'm talking about with the slabs. You get on slabs, it's a slab, right? Slab of video. So you get down. You watch about 3 slabs. You're like, okay, this is this person. Boom, you scroll back up. Where's the link? Okay, the link's in there. Boom, you go to the link. Last time they posted something was 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
Right. Well, then
Immediately your mind is going, well, I'm not going to tune in.
right, because then all they're doing it for is for social media.
For social media.
For social media purposes, and
Even 2 years ago, it's like,
And
you didn't drop a single, you didn't drop one song, like just
Yeah.
one. Just one. Just one?
okay, I'm with you now, because
You see what I'm saying? Especially like we know dudes who drop. Right. Like we know people who drop singles, EPs, right? Not necessarily huge projects, but singles. Like you can get a catalog of somebody.
fine, drop singles, keep dropping
do
singles.
that.
Because
But have something that's recent that I can fuck
and
with.
I'm with you on that, because it sucks to,
Because I'm definitely not gonna follow you now, because I don't know when
Right.
you're gonna come out with music, bro. That's what I'm saying.
right. Okay, I'm on the same page now
Okay.
with you. I get what you're saying, because there's nothing worse to me, in my opinion, than seeing somebody really cool on social media that can sing, can play, whatever it is, right? Whatever genre it is, doesn't matter.
Right.
And it's just dope. You're like, this is fire.
This is
Let me
fire.
go check this out. And then you realize they're just a social media content person, and you're like, disappointing.
Yeah, and you don't know, like
Put out your,
put the music out.
Put the music out. Put the single out. Like, just, you did it already.
It's there.
Put it on. I get you.
Put it on YouTube Music.
Well, there you go. Just put it on that, because then that
it on
way we
something.
can enjoy it with
We
real,
can partake in the pleasantries of the music, man.
but with real speakers too. And that's the other thing
right.
that I want to come across
That's a
with,
fact.
because social media music's cool. Right? For a quick moment, whatever it is,
Boom.
30 seconds, 45 seconds, a minute, however, whatever it is.
Popcorn.
Fine. And you're like, fire, boop, boop, boop. You ain't got nothing, on to the next.
Right.
I ain't here for this.
Right.
Like, I think it's cool, but I'm not following you for that.
Like, you
I
got-
want to follow you because you're making cool music.
Because you're making dope music. And you're a dope person.
Right.
But you're
and
making dope music.
But now, and I'm with you.
We're doing
I'm
both.
with
We're doing
you-
both.
I'm with you 100%, dude, because it's just like, you gotta keep, if it's the social media thing is just whack to me.
And it is selfish. It is selfish of us
Oh, of course.
to feel this way. But what I'm saying is, man, there's a lot of dope artists.
I want to know what people think, though. I really do. I really want to know what people think about that social media. Like, do they really enjoy just watching and following certain artists that only drop on social media?
I don't, bro. There's no way
Because we are older, and I don't know if there's any 20-some-year-olds out there watching this right now. Like, I'm legit curious, man. Like, no, hell yeah, I follow them because I like to listen to their music just off of social media purposes. That's weird to me. That's super weird.
I mean, it's not weird, but I
don't know.
It's not really what we would do, but at the same time, it's like, again, bro, like when I'm like, it is, I wouldn't say it's weird would be the wrong word, I guess.
Oh, it's weird, bro.
But it's not.
That's weird to me.
It's not.
That's weird to me, bro. Like,
okay, it's weird.
It's just weird to me because again, there's nothing wrong following that person, right, or that group or whatever it is, right? But you got to be elsewhere.
Especially when that's the talent, bro.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
When that is like the thing that,
like, I don't want to just.
selfishly,
I
like,
just
man,
don't want to watch you on TikTok or Instagram.
yeah, I want to listen to this on the web.
I want to like download your EP, your single, and rock with you in the car on my way to work
while I'm cleaning the crib.
Whatever. Yeah, I want. I need you elsewhere.
And I also want to go to the homies and be like, "Yo, man, you heard this? Mm-hmm. Yeah, have you heard of this dude? Mm-hmm. Like, what happened to that? Because I remember like when Kendrick came out, when Wiz came out, Big Crit. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Richie Evans. Like, I remember when these dudes came out and being like, we wanted to be the first. Like, pull up. Like, hey, bro, have you heard of? Like back when Kendrick was K-Dot, like, yo, you heard of K-Dot? Nah, man, I heard it. Or, yeah, man, I've been rocking with him. Mm-hmm. Like, you wanted to be the first to pull up on the homies and be like, and there's always that. You want to introduce, it's just like with Netflix shows and you know, with just TV series and movies, we're always like talking about the new things that are coming up. Man, have you watched this? Have you peeped this? Have you checked this out? Right? Mm-hmm. We do it you do it with your coworkers. You do it with your mom. You do it with, we're always we're trying to put each other on to dope shit all the time. Right. We love dope shit. We want our friends to partake in dope shit. Right. You have dope shit, but you ain't putting the dope shit out for the streets. Right. The streets need the dope shit.
I'm with you 100%, man.
So music artists, please listen. Put your shit on iTunes. Put your shit on Spotify, Google Play, YouTube, Amazon Music,
Tidal.
You know
everywhere.
What I mean? Everywhere. Put it out. There's so many avenues. And push it. Push it on the social media. Mm-hmm. Because it's going to reach somebody at this point. Somebody's going to hear it.
Right.
And when that person hears it, that person's going to pass it on. And when that person hears it, it's going to take time, but put the music out.
I'm with you, man.
Put something out. If you record an album, put a single out. Let the album sit there for a year. Fine.
Right.
But put that one fire one, that one that you know is fire. Put it out.
It's so funny because I know you love music, dude, but it's so funny because it's like the tables have reversed because I'm always really passionate about like this music stuff, dude. It's just been... And it's fun to watch you because I'm like, man.
Because, man, last year we didn't get a lot of music.
Listen, man, look at
to me,
and I'm with you. And part of it is a little bit our faults too.
Yeah,
a little bit. Like in the beginning of the year, not so much, but like towards the tail end, it was a little bit of our fault. But I really think, man, to kind of rein this back in just a little bit, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm excited for 2023.
Me too.
I really am. I really do. Because, every year you're kind of hopeful for music of what's coming out. I have no idea what's coming out. Nothing. I'm just excited because I think 2023 is going to be a different year for music.
Hope so.
I really do. I really, it's just a feeling I have.
Yep.
Like, I really do. I'm like, okay, this might be really exciting. So I also want to shamelessly plug obviously what you heard, because I really think what you guys are going to get in 2023 is going to be nuts, and I really do, because I think we're going to bring you a lot of weird stuff too.
And that's why I want to try to find these new artists, man. We get tuned into the shit that you guys are doing. When we go and you don't have anything recent, you know what I'm saying? Right. It's hard.
Right, because we love talking about this
want
new
music.
Shit. Oh, we love it. We love it, even if it's like kind of crappy. And it says like we're like, oh, this is still new. This is still interesting, man, right? In some sort of way,
that
right?
Random ass dude, you know what I'm saying? Down in Idaho or something that's just
man,
killing it.
Yep,
that dude,
right?
That cat out of Charleston, South Carolina, that's killing it. That like,
yep,
that's the type of stuff we love, as well as the Kendricks,
right. Because you're getting those, right?
Right.
Like, and I feel like there was a lot of that last year, where there was a lot of the Kendricks, it was
big majors. It was big majors,
and which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that, man. But I felt like everything else was buried in 2022, man. I really do, and that's why I'm really kind of hopeful for 2023, because I'm like, this has got to be a little bit different, man.
It has to.
It just has to be a little bit different.
As long I'm really as you make sure your music is out and recent.
Exactly. So Again, man, just put out some singles, man. And you know what, man? The other thing too, I would encourage musicians to do as well. EPs, man. EPs are, you know what, man? Singles are cool. It's my least favorite. In the sense of like getting to know an artist. If I get 4 to 5 songs from you from an EP.
Yeah, man.
I really like that, dude. Because it's almost like the SIPO, right?
That was right in my head, bro.
It's just like that, right?
Just listening
because
to that
now
today.
We're super fans of him, right? Because he just dropped another single. Was like just before the end of the year, he dropped a single.
Yep.
It's fire, but again, you're like, okay, where's this? Because you know it's brewing, right?
Right.
And then shout out to Black Odyssey. We know something's brewing with him too, like,
right?
So. It is exciting to do an EP, man,
It is.
and to get your hands on a little bit of a taste of especially when you're new, right?
Right.
Not because I don't really want a Kendrick Lamar to drop an EP. I want a project from him,
right.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So, but for somebody new, I think EPs are a great tool because you could even single all those out if you wanted to,
right? Over
time,
you could
for a whole year. You could promote the hell out of that EP, dude.
Big time.
Just shove it out to everybody. You can make all the music videos from it, and just promote it. And then, because you're obviously, if you're doing it, you're gonna go to an album,
right?
And us with albums, dude.
Yeah,
we love the albums, man. So, anyways, but yeah, put your stuff out there, man.
Yeah, man.
Put that stuff out on streaming services, would you?
Please. Yeah, man. Real quick, make sure you guys stay tuned in to what we're doing this year. A lot of what you heard are going to be coming out. If you guys rock with that, a lot of interviews, a lot of just us chopping it up on topics. Let us know in the comment section below. Maybe some things you would like us to listen to check out as far as music, some things you would like for us to talk about, some subjects that maybe we need to touch upon. Yeah, man. And just keep hollering at us, man. We're busy. We have real lives outside of this, but we try to stay tapped in. We're going to try to stay more tapped in this year. So your feedback is always welcome, always loved. And we will respond. Let us know. Give us some suggestions down in the comments section below.
You guys stay safe. You guys stay positive out there.
And as always, this is The Gray Space.
Peace.